Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So we're just going to jump right into the tutorial. So the first thing that I'm using is the Fenty Beauty primer. I like this primer in the summer because it moisturizes my skin as well as keeps it matte. Next, I'm going to use the poreless primer. This is the baby skin poreless primer by Maybelline, and I like to put this into places where I get oily, which is normally around my nose, sometimes around my mouth because I could crease there, and it just makes more sense to have a secondary primer just to make sure that all stays in place. Next, I'm going to use the LA Girl concealer, and I'm using the orange color to correct. You guys see me do this in every single tutorial, and the reason why I do this is because I feel like you should have a clean, smooth base before you put on your foundation. So any marks, any bumps, or any scarring, that should all be covered up so that you don't have to use additional foundation to cover it up. So next, I'm just using a foundation brush. I forgot where I got this one from, but you can use it from any company. Now I will be using the ColourPop foundation. This foundation is so good. If you haven't tried it yet, then you really need to get up on it, girl. Like, I'm not even kidding. The only thing about this foundation though is that it is like a satin matte finish, so it kind of has a dewy natural feel to it, and I like my foundation strictly matte, so I just make sure I set it properly. And you just have to make sure that whatever primer you use is a mattifying primer, especially if you have oily combination skin like me, or if you have strictly oily skin, just be aware of that. But I feel like for summer, this foundation came out at the perfect time. I'm really happy with how it looks on my skin. I said this in my ColourPop review. You guys know, like, if it looks natural, then I'm all for it. I'm all about it. So I used the color number 175. This was darker for me in the last tutorial I did, but I went to the beach recently and I got super dark, so now I think I can actually go like one shade darker. But yeah, this foundation is beautiful. Please make sure that you blend down to your neck though, especially if you don't have the exact match. Next, I'm going to be using the ColourPop concealers. I love these concealers. They go on so smooth and they provide the perfect coverage. I normally go in with Deep 42 first, and then I go in with Deep 40 on top just to add a little bit more of a highlight, and then I blend it out with the Beauty Blender. So I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like whenever I'm applying my concealer and I go in to blend it out, it just gives me, it's like therapeutic for me. I don't know what it is, especially with this ColourPop concealer, because it's so smooth. And I normally like to let my concealers dry down for a little bit, but this one could dry down pretty fast, so you just want to be aware of that. And I think it's because it's such full coverage and it doesn't feel thick when you put it on, but as you blend it out, as you guys can see, like, it is a pretty thick concealer, but it spreads so easily. So I don't really know, like, if they would call it matte, or I have no idea, but the concealer is bomb. Okay, I've had the concealer for a while now, and then when the foundation came out, I just ended up getting extras just in case. So I'm going to add a little bit more concealer for coverage because I have dark under eye circles, which is why I color correct first, but sometimes I go in with additional concealer. I'm a heavyweight when it comes to concealer. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set it with my Sacha Buttercup. I like to use this setting powder when I want like a strictly matte finish, which is normally all of the time, but I've been trying out some new powders, including ColourPops. But this powder like gives me like strictly matte. Like, I know once I put this powder on, my makeup isn't going anywhere. Okay, sis? Nowhere. Now, because I'm such a heavyweight with concealer, I have to be a heavyweight when it comes to powder because I want to make sure that my concealer does not move. So I put it everywhere that I put concealer, especially around my mouth. And reason for that being is because I tend to crease around my mouth sometimes. I don't have that problem as long as I set properly and I prime properly. So that's why you guys see me kind of going a little bit in with the setting powder. Not a lot of people can do that. If you have dry skin, I don't recommend doing that, but if you have oily to combination skin, then that probably won't bother you. And my skin ends up turning out great afterwards, so it doesn't matter to me. Next, I'm using the Laura Mercier. This is the deep translucent powder, and I'm just setting the rest of my face with that. You guys can't tell on camera, but like on camera it looks like everything matches perfectly, but in real life, because I got so tan, the foundation is just like a shade lighter than what I would want it to be. So I'm probably gonna have to get some more of that ColourPop foundation, just darker. This is the Anastasia bronzer in Mahogany, and During the summer, I like to keep it simple. You don't really want a lot of creams on your face, which is why you want to be very light with, you know, foundation, except concealer like me. But I don't contour, I just go ahead and I bronze. And then I sprayed my face with the MAC Fix Plus, except this is the coconut one because my skin loves coconut, my hair loves coconut. The coconut one, I haven't been able to put that one down since I tried it. I haven't even been using the regular one. Right now I'm using the bronzer again, and I'm just putting that in my crease. I normally don't do like eyeshadow looks on a typical summer day, but why not? This is the Sonia Kashuk. This is a bronzer and a blush, so I'm taking the bronzer part and I'm just putting that all over my lid just to make me look a little bit more awake and just to not have it be so bare there. Oh, and also I had used that bronzer to contour my nose a little bit. If you get a dark enough bronzer, the bronzer will act like 3-in-1. It'll look like a blush. It'll bronze your face, obviously, so it'll add a little bit of color, but it will also contour your skin, so that's why I use that. Alrighty, so after I finish blending in my crease with some more of the bronzer, I'm gonna go ahead and use that same Sonia Kashuk bronzer and blush, and I mixed the two and I just add it onto my cheeks. It gives me like a nice summer glow. I don't go too heavy with highlighting in the summertime because I like to keep my face very simple. I sprayed my face again with the Mario Badescu, and now I have one of Rihanna's Kilowatt highlighters, and that purple shade, I'm going to add it onto the blush. I lost the rest of the clip for that, but I basically just used it as a blush, not as an additional highlight. I added some lashes. I think these are the Kiss Look So Natural. That's normally what I use on a regular day. And I'm using some mascara now. I like to use the Big Shot mascara from Maybelline and also the Too Faced Better Than Sex. Right now I'm going back into that same Sonia Kashuk bronzer and blush palette. I really don't know if they actually have this in stores anymore. I'll have to check, I don't know, but I'm just adding a little bit more of that bronzer just onto my higher cheekbones. I put some right above my eyelids and on my nose. So as you guys can see, I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to wet my hair. I like to keep my hair wet during the summer because it's way too hot, and I normally put either gel or mousse in it. Next, I'm just using a brown lip liner. This is from a lip combo duo from NYX. You can use any brown lip liner that you have, and then I'm going to top it off with some clear lip gloss, and this one is from Maybelline. This is the Shine Gloss. I love this one. I keep my lips really simple in the summertime, but it also comes out really, really, really pretty. In a second, you guys are going to see that I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty Body Lava. I bought this when it first came out, and I'll tell you guys right now, I barely use it. It's mainly for decoration, or if I'm going to the beach, I like to use it just a tad. And I also got the puff ball as well. A little of this stuff goes a long way, trust me. But for the most part, this is what I like to use in the summer. This is my normal everyday summer routine. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Super cute, classy, and easy. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment down below. Give this video a big thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time.